Yes, Ole, good afternoon. It's Ole Boy Bruzo. I've been trying for the last hour and a half, could be more than that as a matter of fact, to get this camera working. But when it come up, I keep getting a light that hindering the quality of the image. So I do the audio because for the longest while I want to talk the things them, but as Ole hear my voice is not 100%. But what I saw today, I say I don't care my voice song and I have to get on this topic because things getting out of hand. So all you know it has been going on between Duke and the girl Kizel or the ex girl or whatever she is to him at the moment. And initially, just like everybody else, I say I was intrigued by the Bacchanal. I say, well, another story out of the PDP. This time, one that a little more saucy. And I've been taking it all in just like everybody else, just like all you, just like all are we. You understand? But today, so here what? Let me say this. I can appreciate Watson's video, albeit Trinidadians chose to focus on some language, some vernacular language that you refer to as genitalia. But that wasn't really my I didn't look at that no way, no how. I figure he knew what he was doing. He used that word on purpose. Just to kind of, make me take a little, I don't want to say funny, but I think it was on purpose. Because I see all kind of reports about a big man when we refer to his genitalia as such, he's a little boy and all kind of stupidness. He did that on purpose. It was a kind of comedic way, at least in my opinion, I think so. And I watched that hour long video and I said, well, all right. I came to conclusions, opinions, just like everybody else. And I say, all right, here we go. Duke himself seemed to be a ladies' man. But guess what? I'm not going to be naive. Politics, business, certain levels of schooling, these things happen. Boyfriend and girlfriend, husband and wife, and all sorts of extracurricular activities that is gone. I'm not focusing on that. What I observed this time though was that because he met his match, he met somebody who was a little more domineering, who was a little more brazen with her requests, and seems, according to him, seems to not be able to handle rejection properly, right? Or at least when he saw her true colors as it relates to what her intentions were, he couldn't handle it and he finds she was a bit too strong. So he tried to ease off and eventually lock off, but she was one that seemed to not be having it. Nevertheless, my boy came out and he tried his best to defend what was taking place as far as his name is concerned. And then she, lo and behold, came out as well. I think this was after the release of her pictures and videos. Can't remember if it was before or after. But she came out and she said she don't want no sympathy, no empathy, etc. What she did was wrong. And I'll say this as well. I agreed with that video as well. Because I say, this is a person who understands how not only social media works, but how the human being distinct, especially us here in Trinidad who always quick to ridicule and move along the thing and commence the thing. And she said, you know what? I ain't want no support because what I did was wrong. And at the same time, I ain't want no sympathy because it's a choice that I made. And everything that goes along with any choice that we make, especially when it comes in a public forum, you have to deal with it. Hopefully you have a support system that if the negativity becomes overbearing, you have a support system that can help you through it. Because she also mentioned people asking about suicide and all this. I personally don't view her as one who was even contemplating that. But the story digs deeper because even as she did that apology, there was a certain other individual, I think her name starts with K, who put in her 2 cents as well and seemed to know a lot more. So it have a little more mortar behind the pistol, or however the saying does go. Can't remember. But it seems that that person is just waiting for Miss Kiesel to quote unquote jump out herself before she let the nation know what more stories she has. She mentioned something with Lanch Park, some married man in Westmoreland. All these things are out in the public forum. And let me say so. So I'm waiting to see. But what made me come to this and do my whole setup and say, see me, I have to speak on this, is the 12 noon video that Miss Kiesel decided to do today, Saturday, the 18th of February. Oh gosh, Miss Jackson, for the love of God and everything you hold sacred, it's best you put on that camera. Because what I saw this morning, prior to you going live, I saw a report on Facebook or one of the, I mean, it was on Facebook, but it's not Facebook itself reported it. One of our local um, news, um, unsanctioned news, that showed a picture or a beta report stating that she taken it to court as far as the releasing of the pictures and videos and so forth. And I say, well, all right. She has now decided to put it in the hands of the judicial system, and they will take it from there. And I say, well, all right, that is now, there was a reference to the Lendl Simmons case and why that option is now available for the nation. And I was satisfied. I said, all right, well, she gone that route. Now the onus is on her. The burden of proof is to show that it really was him who released it, and that's a whole different story by itself. Lo and behold, scrolling through my timeline, I see Kiesel Jackson is live. I said, but wait till she had to say this time, are gone, because I actually need to. Are gone on the people and them live. And I see my girl stand up in the bush, in the jungle, in the Himalayas, I say, barefoot, no slippers, in one of her lovely white outfits, everything pointing to the sky, the feet bare, and of course, her camera set up in a strategic place as she makes her pleas and she continues to speak down on the one called Watson. But what's the word I'm looking for? What was disappointing about this particular life is that As in comparison to the other one where I was in full agreement with this apology and this taking of responsibility, this one was a stark contrast. This one she chose to use to go the route of speaking on the Bible, presenting herself as a person of great spirituality. And mind you, I'm not saying that she's not. But the words that were spewed seemed to only enhance what Mr. Duke said on his life in terms of her mental state. Now, again, I going off of what I'm seeing on a screen. I am in no way, shape, or form a professional doctor who can make such assessment based on what I'm seeing. But I have ears and I have eyes to see. And something about this live rubbed a lot of Trinidadians the wrong way because the comments spoke on it as well. And I agreed. Usually, when somebody is apologetic for their wrong, me personally, when I see people trying to demonize them or trying to make a joke out of them, I'll be very disappointed. But I'm quickly reminded that we live in a society, especially here in Trinidad, where everybody like to condemn. And what is funny is that those who condemn have the same type, or even worse, skeletons in the closet. But I digress. First off, in her need to make herself look a particular way, she didn't think about what impact the outdoors would have on her video. Because there were moments in that live where you couldn't hear a damn thing. The breeze is completely overwhelming the microphone. And because of that, some of her words were lost. And again, it just like any movie, any commercial, anything that has to do with a video in front of you, you or the producer or the director, and especially in these times where we are our own directors as it pertains to going live and being seen in front of a camera, we make the decisions on how we want to be presented. So being barefoot was a choice. I'm pretty sure that she didn't walk from her household all the way up to the Himalayas with no shoes. So it means that I want to present myself to me in the most humblest, because people who walk barefoot are usually seen in a particular way, which is completely opposite to what we know she is. She's not destitute. She's not a beggar. She's not someone who doesn't own a pair of shoes or a pair of slippers. But she figured it would do something for her video and for impassioned plea and her call for us to watch Mr. Watson, because it's the devil this and it's the devil that, and scriptures for days. Now don't get me wrong, I believe in what I believe in as well. So I would never cry upon a person who choose to call on whatever power they believe in when they are going through their times. But sometimes we use these things, we use these calls, we use these spirituality, these sudden bursts of spirituality, when our back is against the wall. Because prior to information being released, when you was in it, you was in it. And at no point did you say, Master, pull me out of this. Because I don't want to be in this. I know it wrong. Pull me out. You didn't do that at the time. Nevertheless, your boy Bruzo had to speak on this one. I mean, my voice still, it ain't there. But oh gosh, that video was the last straw for me. I wanted to speak on it since Mr. Duke spoke initially. I think that was Tuesday or so. But this flu had me, and I didn't have a voice. And then as it became more interesting as Kizel decided to release her statements and accuse Watson of homosexuality. And this next one, Miss K, decided to put in her 2 cents. And then vids and stuff are released. I say, but this thing is a soap opera. As always, see, Trinidad has already added them to the cast of Young and Restless. Nevertheless, I hope that both parties, especially Kizel, has some support and she listens to people who either she's paying to have her best interests at heart, or she genuinely has some friends and family who will say, hey, I think that you need to ease off the record button and let whatever you have decided to do legally take its course. So again, it's your boy Bruzo. Thank you all for listening. I hope to see your comments and questions and even suggestions, because this is going to be a regular. As soon as I get this camera issue fixed in terms of the light, I think it might be, I have something in mind what I think it could have been, but I have to put that in place to see if it really is that. And if so, I should have that dealt with soon. In the meantime, it's your boy Bruzo. Happy Carnival. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all who came down to Trinidad, whether you're from here or not, for Carnival 2023. Most importantly, be safe. Keep your friends close around. Do not wander off. It's your boy Bruzo. This was the Bacchanal Continues. Stay safe and take care. Loving you out.